Some back-channel negotiations took place to carry out business. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kamal Nath walking the tightrope, the balancing act of being in control and managing a crisis.
And I will appeal to the opposition that let us transact business. The government is open to discussing any issue in the House. It must happen as per rules in a structured manner.
They say that CBI was influenced, and many people are saying that they're not going to let the House function unless the Law Minister goes.
I don't think that is a valid demand.
Sushma Swaraj has spoken to us, and she says that Sonia Gandhi is acting like an opposition leader by directing the government, saying what to do and what not to do.
In no way does Mrs. Gandhi interfere in the functioning of the government.
Talks failed, negotiations didn't work either. Treasury and opposition benches were far from reconciliation. And the list of business piling.
But do you feel that the government has reached out enough to the opposition leaders?
What more can we do? We have made a statement on the floor of the House and outside that we are willing for a debate on any subject. What more can the government do?
Where there is agreement, they don't bring the bill. Where there is disagreement, where there is no proper discussion, they try to push through those bills and then try to accuse the opposition, saying that we are not cooperating.
You hold a government accountable by debating, discussing on the floor of the House, by ensuring that the government answers the tough questions which the opposition needs to ask. Instead of that, you see this demonstration of lungitis, as I call it, on a daily basis, which completely and absolutely derails democracy.
That's an hogwash. And they may have been posturing and saying that, look, we want to do this and we want to build. But basically that was just to position themselves that they are playing the role of the government.
Outside the Parliament, CBI filed an affidavit in Supreme Court stating that the Colgate status report was indeed shown to the Law Minister.
It is for the Law Minister, it is for the PMO officials, it is for the Joint Level Secretary of the Coal Ministry to explain to the Supreme Court how such an affidavit is being filed, which is very clearly saying that yes, the sealed cover report of the CBI of 8th March had been shared with them.
3rd of May late evening, as if Colgate wasn't enough, more trouble for the government. Railgate happened.
Pawan Kumar Bansal was summoned. He said that there was no direct involvement as far as he's concerned.
The Railway Minister was actually summoned twice by the Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh, at 7 RCR.
By Sunday, cornered from all sides, the government decides to brazen it out.
The decision of the government, and Navika will tell us more on that, is to completely back both Ashwini Kumar and Pawan Kumar Bansal, despite all the charges against them.
The strategy in that meeting will be on how to launch a counter-offensive against the opposition.
For the BJP, it's like having more arrows in their quiver. In the list of people whose resignation the Bharatiya Janata Party is demanding, there is a new entry. And it did not took them more than a couple of hours under the leadership of the National President Rajnath Singh that they will not only limit their protest to the floor of the House in the Parliament, but rather take it down to the streets and try and get support of the masses right behind them. बीमारी हो गई है भाजपा को. भाजपा बीमार हो गई है रेजिग्नेशन मांगने की बीमारी से.
This is a larger issue. I can dwell upon that reasonably, but बीमारी किसको हो गया? तो भ्रष्टाचार उनका बीमारी हो गया. तो जब भ्रष्टाचारी बीमारी बन जाए तो उसका इलाज होना चाहिए और उसके लिए दवाई भी देना चाहिए.
The issues that opposition wishes to raise must be debated in the House. The government response has always been, let's debate all the issues. The opposition response is, no, we don't want to debate, because unless you take action against A, B or C, we will not allow the House to run.
On Gujarat, how many times they have disrupted the House? On George Fernandes, they boycotted George Fernandes on so-called Coffin Gate, where there's nothing. And then they boycotted him for 6 months. When it suits you, you discuss in Parliament. When it does not suit you, then you say it's a state issue, you cannot raise it in the Parliament. The opposition is not given its space. The opposition is not given its due. The opposition is not given its respect. That's why this present situation has come.
If an opposition publicly, especially the BJP, publicly has stated that not allowing Parliament to run is part of their parliamentary strategy. They consider this as part of the BJP's parliamentary practice. Then I think this is a subversion of parliamentary norms.
These are the tactics they are using, sometimes their allies, to disrupt the parliament and then divert the attention of the people. Sometimes they themselves do it unilaterally, and then sometimes they want to project as if they want to bring a progressive piece of legislation, and it is the opposition which is blocking them.
8th of May, Congress' huge southern victory. BJP's southern bastion crumbled. But here in New Delhi, trouble was far from over. Unable to conduct business any further, the government decided to adjourn the parliament sine die. 2 days before its official close, the session came to an end, but not the government's worries.